Welcome back to The Five. Well, Dr. Shakil Afridi, a Pakistani doctor who assisted the U.S. in the capture of Osama bin Laden and someone who is helping with the DNA testing to confirm it was bin Laden, has been sentenced to 33 years in prison and charged with treason by the Pakistani state. Earlier today, Hillary Clinton made comments about what the administration is doing regarding efforts to free him.
We are in the midst of a series of discussions with the Pakistani government on a range of issues that are important to the United States and the international community. We certainly consider the treatment of Dr. Afridi to be among those important issues. We are raising it, and we will continue to do so because we think that his treatment is just and unwarranted.
Well, I had the opportunity to talk with Congressman Peter King, who's chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, who's been keeping an eye on this and many other Homeland Security issues. And he said, Eric, that the administration, he's come out publicly and said this, that they have botched this from the beginning, that they have leaked information, that they've confirmed the doctor. And he said that, you know, even since after the raid, so it was a couple days after the raid, folks, that's the timeline where they said they wanted to confirm DNA samples. Administration officials had confirmed that they were working with health officials. Then Pakistanis started arresting doctors in Pakistan to try and try them. Well, eventually, Leon Panetta, and I want you to take a listen to this, in January, goes on 60 Minutes and says this.
There's a Pakistani doctor who, as we understand it, was helping our efforts there, a man named Shakil Afridi. He's now been charged with treason in Pakistan, and I wonder what you think of that.
I'm very concerned about what the Pakistanis did with this individual. This was an individual who, in fact, helped provide intelligence that was very helpful with regards to this operation.
He confirms it. He confirms it, Eric, to the world. Now, if I'm the Pakistanis, I'm not going to budge on this. That's embarrassing. They're already upset that we went into their country to get bin Laden.
Right. I'm not sure that, well, look, here Panetta says, oh, it's a big issue. Hillary Clinton says it's a big issue. How about this? Why doesn't someone ask why the hell the Pakistanis are charging him with treason? We just took out the world's most vile human being, the worst terrorist in the history of the earth, but the guy who helped make the world a safer place is treasonous?
That's right.
They call him the treasonous, but look, the Pakistanis were unbelievably upset, the military particularly, that we did this thing without letting them know, and the good reason we didn't, because they leaked like a sieve. The fact is CBS knew this guy's name. This name was out well before in a lot of places in the international community, and the reason they're putting him up for treason is they're trying to get back with the public that was so furious that the United States went in there and did that. This is all politics, and it's the military that's doing it, because they don't like us.
Greg, last time I checked, bin Laden was a threat to Pakistanis and Americans and the world.
Yeah.
So why would Pakistanis jail this doctor when he helped put away one of the most evil men?
Well, I think Bob's right on this, and but I also feel like I think the United States looks pretty bad too. I mean, I give credit to the administration for getting bin Laden, but our national security seems choreographed by Hollywood. You know, we give up the Brits over that underwear plot, and we're giving information to directors. This guy, he's just an extra in the film. You know, he doesn't provide any PR value. He doesn't sell any tickets, so who cares?
There's a very simple reason why the Pakistanis are upset about this, and because they were hiding him. That's why.
Okay.
They knew perfectly well, the military knew perfectly well that he was there.
But I want to go to Kimberly, because, Kimberly, I think there's a theme here that this administration seems to not understand the word classified. That bin Laden raid, they weren't supposed to know it was SEAL Team 6. They weren't supposed to know how many choppers they used, what was the route. And now they're giving information to Hollywood, as we talked about here in the Five.
Yeah, I agree. It's a real problem. It seems to be systemic in terms of this administration and the way they handle. Sure, Bob, there's been things that they have done that have been really well handled, but this is not one of them. And I really feel sad that we have let this man down who risked everything to help us. Something was one of the most important things was to get this guy, and without him we couldn't have done it. That's the thing, and we need to bring him over here, give him some political asylum.
Secretary of State Clinton and President Obama, and Panetta, you want this guy back? threaten to cut off aid to them, see how fast he gets
Yeah,
released. to the
exactly.
US.
quit giving Pakistan money. They turn on us every time.
The most important thing that was necessary that night was to prove this was, in fact, bin Laden. It required a doctor to get the DNA.
Right.
This guy has been working with the United States government for a long time. It was not something brand new. It's been around the international community. I'm not surprised they caught him. And the Pakistanis, as usual, are playing politics, and you're exactly right.
Right.
Cut aid off and see how fast they start to
Cut 'em
cry.
off.
We have a real problem, though, with this administration leaking information, and even Gates said it himself to Charlie Rose.
And they confirmed the
some
identity.
questions to
I'm
be
so
answered.
bored by that whole region, really. They're like that weird house at the end of the block, you know what I mean? And they just keep bothering you, and you just like go, please just go away.
Well,
That's how I feel.
Tune into O'Reilly tonight. Congressman Peter King will be on to talk about this even further. We got to go. All right, coming up, a 21-year-old guy punches a 10-year-old kid at a movie theater. Wasn't Bob, thank God. The kid loses a tooth. Believe it or not, Greg's going to defend him, and he'll tell us why when we come back.